Hello, we are back. Well, I'm back, and I hope you came back for more. We are now in First Samuel chapter 2. We're going to start from chapter 2, and hopefully, we can get to the end of chapter 2. So, previously in chapter 1, so basically, there is Hannah and Peninnah. Hannah is the first wife or the main wife to Elkanah. Elkanah, Elkanah, however you pronounce it. But because Hannah could not have kids, now there is Peninnah. Peninnah is the side, the concubine, and whatever you want to call her. So Elkanah takes whenever he's doing things for both of them. Let's say whenever he's giving whenever he's going to worship the Lord and comes back with a portion, he gives Penina, yeah, you can have your one, but he brings double for Hannah, just to show how much he loves her. She doesn't have kids, but she still gets more, just to show that, hey, my woman, you are mine, you are my favorite, you are the one. But yeah, and it's sad that always the sides are always thinking, I mean, I have kids, you don't have kids, so blah blah blah. I'm like, why can't you be humble? You are not the main. You you were not even the first choice, so why can't you just be humble? Because I'm thinking, if in most situation, if all of these concubines and their sides have always been humble, the main wives would have been okay with not having children, because all they want is to express their love. But if the sides are mocking them and taunting them, now it becomes more like, I also want my child, I also want my own baby. And yeah, so finally Hannah got a son, and then she named him Samuel. Samuel, who is now serving the Lord. I don't remember if we talked about Samuel's age, but I know that, I hope my fan is not too loud. I know that yeah, from as soon as she weaned him, as soon as she stopped feeding him, then she took him to start serving. So basically, he spent more time with Eli, serving under the Lord, than with his mother. So yeah. Okay, so now we are getting to Hannah's prayer. So chapter 2, this woman has been praying for a child. Now finally God was like, my baby girl, now here's your son. So now she is grateful, showing gratitude, Lord, you heard my prayers. So Hannah's prayer, and Hannah prayed and said, my heart exalts in the Lord, my horn is exalted in the Lord. So she's excited, as much as I don't get to keep this child, I was able to have a child, I was able to bear a child. I also felt what other women felt, and yes, Lord, my mouth derides my enemies because I rejoice in salvation. I don't rejoice in what you guys rejoice in. I rejoice in salvation, in knowing that I have a Father, a Heavenly Father, who takes care of me, who hears me. I have a Father who's listening to me. And everyone is like, ugh, this again. She's going to talk about her father. Ugh, Christians. She's going to... Yeah, but she's like, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, there is none holy like the Lord, for there is none beside you. There is no one holy like the Lord, because there is none beside God. There is truly no one. He created everything, and everything within the earth. So obviously everything within the earth was created by him, and it was created for his glory. Even though most are not, I'm not going to name and judge, but most of us are not giving God the glory that he deserves. So, but everything in this earth was created for his glory. So talk no more so proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth. For the Lord is a God of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. So don't talk out of pride. Don't say, I did that, I did that. But know that everything that you know is because of God. Everything that you know, everything that you have is God, is because God allowed you to have it. So now be humble. Be humble. If you know who you are, whose you are, you know your source of everything, be humble. It really doesn't take a lot out of you. The bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble mind bind on strength. So the bows of the mighty are broken, but the feeble bind on strength. So they bind on the strength of God. Those who are full have hired themselves out for bread. Imagine you thought, oh, I'll always have money, I'll always be rich. And now you're hiring yourself for bread just so you could eat. You're like, hey, guys, just so you could eat. That's sad. That's sad. But those who are hungry have ceased to hunger. Like you were praying and finally you have ceased to hunger. You're no longer hungry. God always fills you up. That is beautiful. And the barren have borne 7, but she who has many children is forlorn, is unhappy. So those who could not have children have now born 7, but she who had many is now unhappy. So as you know, like if I have always been praying for something and I finally get it, believe me, I'll be able to take care of it. I'll be able to take care of it, nourish it, and make sure that it survives everything. But if like from the moment that you could walk, you always got anything and everything that you wanted, you're most likely not going to respect a lot of the things that you get. So it is the case here. So the barren, those who could not have kids, finally have 7, the number of completion. God is saying, okay, it's complete. You have your 7. And those who've always had, now they're unhappy because their kids are not disciplined, they're not good. And now, what can you do? The Lord kills and brings to life. He brings down to Sheol and raises up. So he gave all of us life. I mean, he gave it and he can easily take it, and he will when the time comes. So he gives and he takes away. So I mean, at some point you have to accept that honestly you are only in charge of what God allows you to be in charge of. Instead of trying to fight like, yeah, I know what I want. Like this is my life, I'm good. Like, no. You only have it because God allowed you to have it for one more day. Why not take that day to honor God? Why not take that day to give glory to the one who gave you that day, who gave you breath, a mind? There are people who are not going to make it, but you made it. But what do you do with your time? Yeah. The Lord makes poor and makes rich. He brings low and he exalts. So he easily makes you rich and he can easily make you poor, vice versa. And yeah, humbles you and exalts you. So it happens. So some people, of course, they always think, okay, yeah, I'll always be rich, I'll always be here. But just as the sun rises and the sun sets, things always change. So don't ever think that, oh yeah, I'll be always be on top. Always be humble. Always give God the glory. And that's all you have to do. So yeah. He raises up the poor from the dust and lifts the needy from the ashes, the ash heap, and to make them sit with princes and inherit a seat of honor. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and on them he set the world. The world, yeah. So yeah, imagine there are people who live in the streets. They don't have homes, they don't have, I don't know, but yeah, you're always passing them. You don't care. You're like, It is what it is. And then now next thing, that person is sitting with the prince or the president in our times, sitting with the president. Yeah, God is like that. God will humble the proud and exalt the humble. God is like that. And he knows everything, the God of knowledge. He knows everything, and we only know we only know what you have seen or what others have seen. So if like you have not seen it and no one has seen it, then you don't know about it. But God knows about it because he created everything. Everything in this earth, everything that we've seen, everyone, everything, and even beyond that. That's all God. So yeah, and he said, and on them he said, he has set the world. So on the pillars of the earth, he has set the world. So he made the foundation of the earth, and he set the world. And he said that he did that, not nothing, no one, not the nothingness of the Big Bang. It didn't just come out of nowhere and all of a sudden we have everything. You don't get everything from nothing. You have to get something from something. So yeah. And he will guard the feet of his faithful ones, but the wicked he shall cut off in darkness. So wherever his faithful ones go, he will guard them. He will be their light. He will be, shining the light everywhere. Okay, my child, let's go here. Let's go this way. But the wicked he will cut off in darkness. So now you won't know, oh, how do I get out of this? How did I get here? And because you will be cut off, the source that you never wanted to claim will now cut you off. So now what are you going to say? Because you never believed that God, there is a God. So now he's like, okay, I will leave you. Then what? Who are you going to blame? Because you always said there's no God. So now you are in your nothingness. So who are you going to blame? For not by might shall a man prevail. It's not by your own strength that you prevail. Like the sooner you learn that it is not by your own strength that you prevail, the sooner you learn that, the better. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Against them he will thunder in heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of the anointed. So against the people that that hate God, I think adversary means that, and the Lord shall break to pieces. I mean, if you don't like me, then I'm just saying, like, God is like, okay, if you hate me, then I will leave you to who you say you are. Like, what you want, you will get it, and I'll just be out, and then yeah, you will see that, okay, I was wrong. I wonder if people would ever admit, like, I was wrong. I mean, when the time comes, are you going to say, I was wrong, Jesus is God? Or are you still going to be prideful and be like, yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah, you have to know that in the end, every knee will bow and every mouth will confess, whether you like it or not. So the difference is that now you still have a choice. Now you are given a choice to repent. But yeah, this is still about Hannah's prayer. This is still about Hannah's prayer. The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Against them he will thunder in heaven. And then the Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to the king and exalt the horn of his anointed. So he will give strength. He will give strength to those who he wants, and exalt the horn of the anointed. So he put you in power, and if he wants, he will exalt you. Then Elkanah went home to Ramah. Oh, so that's the end of Hannah's prayer. Oh yeah, we were still on Hannah's prayer. So then Elkanah went home to Ramah, and the boy was ministering to the Lord in the presence of Eli, the priest. So yeah, as you remember in verse chapter 1, uh yeah, Samuel was living with Eli, and they were ministering to the Lord from, I think, about 6 months. So until so now we are in verse 12. Eli's worthless sons. Imagine Eli's worthless sons. Why is it that people that serve the Lord but their kids don't? Like it's not just in the Bible, like the PKs of the world, pastors' kids of the world, they are always, most of, not 100% all of them, but there's always cases of where people who grew up under someone who serves under the Lord, they don't do that too. Like, why? I mean, you get to see what God does through this person that you're living under, but then when you grow up, you choose like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. So this is what Eli's worthless sons did. Now the sons of Eli were worthless. I'm not lying. The sons of Eli were worthless. I don't know. I know I'm putting it upside down, but yeah, Eli's worthless sons. The sons of Eli were worthless. Yeah, they had no worth. They did not know the Lord. So even though their father like served the Lord, his sons did not know the Lord. The custom of the priest with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest servant would come while the meat was boiling, and a three-pronged fork is okay. Let's go back again. The custom of the priest with the people was that when any man offered sacrifice, the priest's servant would come, and while the meat was boiling, with a three-pronged fork, I don't know why I keep saying frog, a three-pronged fork in his hand, and he would thrust it into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot. I don't know what's a cauldron, but yeah. So the custom was that when people came to offer sacrifice to the Lord, the priest would come and bring the frog and thrust it in the pan, in the pot, in whatever is boiling the meat, and whatever sticks to the fork, the priest would have. So that was the custom. And he would thrust it in the pan, and all the frog brought up, the priest will take for himself. So that was the custom. But this is what they did in Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there. So this is basically what they did, the sons of Eli did when people came to offer sacrifices to the Lord. So this is what they did in Shiloh to all the Israelites who came there. Moreover, on top of that, before the fat was burned, the priest's servant would come and say to the man who was sacrificing. So they did that. I guess that was not allowed. So, but on top of that, while the priest servant, moreover, before the fat burned, the priest would come, and while the people were offering sacrifice, they would be like, give meat for the priest to roast, for he will not accept boiled meat from you, but only raw meat. So imagine I go to offer my sacrifice to my Lord, and I have to follow obviously how, like, the custom of how everything is supposed to be done. But because of these worthless sons, now before even the pleasing aroma gets to the Lord, they're like, no, give me the raw meat. I don't want you to boil it. I want it raw so that I can cook it the way that I want. So imagine the disrespect. This is not just a human who, like, I mean, even humans would get pissed if someone did something like that. But then now they are doing this to God, the creator of the heavens and the earth. Yeah, no wonder they are called worthless. And if the man said, like, yeah, if I came to offer my sacrifice and I was like trying to offer it, like, yeah, the meat has to be boiled, but you're like, no, I want it raw. I don't want it boiled. So, and yeah, if they said that, and if the man said that to him, let them burn the fat first, and then take as much as you wish. So if the sacrificer, the offerer, if the offerer said, no, let me at least burn the meat first and then you can take whatever you wish, and this, the worthless sons would, the people would say, no, you must give it now, and if not, I will take it by force. So you either give me what the raw portions now, or I'm going to take everything and you're not going to offer anything to God. What would you do? I'm like, yeah. I guess you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah. So he would say, no, you must give it to me now. If not, I will take it all by force. Yeah. Thus the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord. They were careless, they were brutal, they were every form of disgraceful. They proved every day that they were worthless. And funny thing is that Eli doesn't even do anything. Because I'm pretty sure that it's not like all of this, they suddenly start behaving in order. They start behaving well when they see their father. So obviously he has heard something, but he's still not doing anything. So like, yeah. Thus the sin of the young men was very great in the sight of the Lord, for the men treated the offering of the Lord with contempt. So yeah. I remember when I was reading the Exodus and all the others, like, if the offering is not done right, the Lord would not accept it. So now, here you are, like, you are offering praise, worship, whatever reason, sacrifice, whatever the reason for your sacrifice, and now imagine it not being accepted because someone treated the Lord as offering with contempt. Yeah. Someone was ministering before the Lord. A boy clothed with a linen ephod, and his mother used to make for him a little robe and take it to him each year when she went up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. So since Samuel was still living with Eli, so his mother would every year she would sew a robe for him. Now imagine, from cute 6 months, and then every year she's sewing a robe every year to take it to him so he can grow into it. It's probably big for the first time he gets it, but then because he's going to grow into it, now it's that fitting him right. So imagine from 6 months and then now, yeah. So basically Hannah is still taking care of the prayer. Like, she prayed, God answered, she never stopped taking care. She was never like, okay, God, you answered my prayer, so I guess we're done. I don't need to do anything. But she continued to serve God even after she offered everything. Like, yeah. Then Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife and say, may the Lord give you children by this woman for the portion she asked of the Lord. So yeah. So Eli would say, like, as she is coming to do all of these things, to take care of Samuel, like, Eli would say, may the Lord give you more children by this woman for the portion she has asked of the Lord. So like, whatever she has asked, may the Lord give you the children. If she's asked for one child, may the Lord answer her. But yeah, so then they would return to their home. And indeed, the Lord visited Hannah, and she conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters. So now she has, like, let's just say 3 sons, 2 daughters plus Samuel, 6. It's 6, but yeah, because she's not, Samuel is technically the Lord's, so she technically has 5, 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the boy Samuel grew in the presence of the Lord. So Samuel continued to grow in the presence of the Lord. Okay. Yeah. Eli rebukes his sons. Oh yeah, here we go. Finally, after months and months of the disrespect, he finally decides to man up. Now Eli was very old, and he kept hearing all that his sons were doing to all Israel, and how they lay with the women who were saving the entrance of the tent. So you see, Eli knew about all of this, but he did not do anything until And then he said to them, "Why do you do such things? For I hear of your evil dealings from all the people. No, my sons, it is no good. It is no good report that I hear the people of the Lord spreading abroad. Spreading abroad. It's not good what I hear about you, my sons. Why are you doing this? If someone sins against a man, God will mediate for him. If someone sins against a man, God will mediate for him. But if someone sins against the Lord, who can intercede for him? Who? Because no one can. It's not possible. Like if you're sinning against the Lord, only God can intercede. But you are sinning against him. So why would he intercede when you are sinning against him? Yeah. But they would not listen to the voice of their father. For it was the will of the Lord to put them to death. So God was like, yeah, no, it's done. We are done. So there's no salvation for these boys. So it is what it is. They're not going to make it. Yeah. So they're not listening. They're like, yeah. Now the boy Samuel continued to grow both in stature and in favor with the Lord and also with men. So obviously Samuel continued to grow and in stature, tall and in favor with God and in favor with men. At least, yeah. The Lord rejected Eli's household. And there came a man of God. And there came a man of God to Eli and said to him, "Thus says the Lord, did I indeed reveal myself to the house of your father when they were in Egypt? In Egypt, subject to the house of Pharaoh." Okay, the Lord says, basically the Lord says, didn't I indeed reveal myself to the house of your father when they were in Egypt serving as subject of Pharaoh? Did I choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest? Didn't I choose him to be out of everyone to be my priest? Didn't I do that? Like he's like, didn't I do that? Didn't I do that? Can you imagine God choosing you out of everyone? And this is how you react, you repay him. Did I not choose him out of the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to go up to my altar, to burn incense, and to wear an ephod before me? Like, that's honor. Knowing that you can come into the presence of God and not everyone else. And yet you still do this. I gave to the house of your father all my offerings by fire from the people of Israel. Yeah. I honored, like, people that were to your father's house, they were serving me and I honored them. I gave them. I provided for them. I provided for them. Why then do you scorn my sacrifices, my offerings that I command for my dwelling and honor? Your sons above me by fattening themselves on. Okay, let's go back. Why then do you scorn my sacrifices and my offerings that I commanded for my dwelling? Yes, why do you disrespect my offerings, everything that I commanded for my dwelling, for me to be here, to be in your presence? Why are you disrespecting them? And honor your sons above me. You're putting your sons, your human sons, above the mighty God, me above me, the mighty God. I mean, this is what a prophet said. It's not me. I'm just reading the Bible. I'm not God. So, yeah. And fattening yourselves on the choicest part of every offering of my people, of Israel, my people. You are fattening yourself. You are choosing the fat part so that you can fatten yourself. Therefore, the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promise that your house and the house of your fathers should go in and out before me forever. So God made this promise with Eli's fathers, that they will always go in and out of God's presence. Basically, they would have access to God's presence forever. They had that. Can you imagine? Forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me. For those who honor me, I will honor. So now, cancelled. So 5 for me. Those who honor me, I will honor. And those who despise me shall be lightly esteemed. So those who hate me, I mean, they'll get what they want. So yeah. Far be it from me, for those who honor me I will honor, and those who despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Behold, the days are coming when I will cut off your strength and the strength of your father's house. The days are coming. God will cut off your strength and the strength of your father's house, so that there will be not an old man. There will not be an old man out of your house. Basically, no one will live to old age out of your house, your bloodline. Everyone will die before they get to old age. Yikes. Then in distress you will look with envious eyes on all the prosperity that shall be bestowed on Israel. You will look and wish like, oh, I wish. And there shall be not an old man in your house forever. Forever. Imagine, yes, you can have children, you can have young boys, young whatever, but no one would live to old age forever. Yeah, the only one of you whom I shall not cut off from my altar shall be spread to weep his eyes out, to grieve his heart, and in the descendants of your house shall die by the sword of men. So basically, the one who will not be cut off is the one who's going to live to see all of this, and even he will be, by sword, the sword of men. And they shall come upon your 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas. So this will happen to your 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, shall be the sign to you. So if you don't believe me, Hophni and Phinehas will be the first, and both of them shall die on the same day. And I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who shall do according to what is in my heart and in my mind. And I will build him a sure house, and he shall go in and out before my anointed forever. So you don't want this honor. It's fine. I'll take it from you. I'll give it to someone who wants it. I will raise up someone for myself who I know will take care of that, who will be responsible and take care of everything. So we know that this is Samuel. The Lord is already saying like, yeah, you failed. And someone who's going to take over from you, you're basically raising him. And you are going to see your 2 sons right before your eyes. And anyone who is left in your house shall come to implore him for a piece of silver of bread, and shall say. So everyone who is left in your house will come and beg him for a piece of silver of bread, and will say, please put me in one of the priest places, that I may eat of the morsel of the bread. Please just let me come in here and eat just a little bit of the bread that is left. And to think they had all of this. God had given them all of this, but they chose not to respect it. So now they're getting what they want. They're getting what they always wanted. It's weird how you think this is what you want, but because you don't know the complete picture, you end up losing more than you had. You end up losing more than you ever thought. You thought, okay, I just wanted to have fun here and there. And then, yes, you did get your fun, but that fun comes with consequences, repercussions. So, yeah. If you have any questions, comments, and type them in. And thank you. That's the end for today. See you next time.